Hey everyone, it's Andrea Praber with Great Expectations Realty, and it's time for What's Up Ocala. This weekend was absolutely insane. I should say was. It feels like I've just kind of continued on into this week. I don't know. It's a little crazy. I mean, obviously I'm not even wearing one of my blue polo easy use shirts. I'm wearing, I don't know, whatever I found in my closet. I mean, everything was crazy this weekend. Absolutely crazy. I will say that the musical that we went to was the absolute best. It was so funny. I was planning on going to, it was called Assisted Living the Musical. And there was like a lot of jokes that were about, obviously being older and being in an assisted living facility. That it wasn't like just like an assisted living facility. It was more like the Villages or On Top of the World, like a 55 plus community kind of thing. So a lot of the jokes were were about that, and I thought it was hilarious. It was really funny. The issue was that we got bombarded on Friday with stuff, and it was just one appointment after the other, and I had my 13-year-old with me, and so I went to meet my husband for date night for this musical, and I still had Lexi with me. I was like, hun, we're gonna have a family fun night instead of a date night. Sorry. He is, of course, totally cool with it. The one that was not cool with it was poor Lexi. The humor was, most of it, a little beyond her. And because, yeah, she's like, well, she's 14 next week. So I personally found the medley of songs about Viagra absolutely hilarious. I mean, absolutely hilarious. She looked like she wanted to melt into the floor and get swallowed alive, which I could totally understand. We had to get her a ticket. We had gotten our tickets ahead of time, and so she actually ended up sitting behind us one row. And I look back and I'm just like, I'm so sorry. And she just looked, if looks could kill, I would be so dead. It was so funny. I mean, honestly, it was all funny anyway, but, having her and just listening to some of the stuff, it was so funny. So it wasn't anything inappropriate, nothing that you haven't already seen on TV commercials or anything like that. But it was just, it was so funny. Yeah. So anyway, I enjoyed it. My husband enjoyed it. Our daughter, not so much. She told me that I owed her a milkshake afterwards, which she got. So it was great. It was absolutely great. We will probably never live that one down. I was like, hey, we're going on another date night this Friday. You want to go? And she's like, instant no. Like, I didn't even have to finish the sentence. And she's like, no, don't make me do that again. I was like, it was great. But really huge kudos to those that participated in the musical. It was absolutely outstanding. I have not laughed so hard in a very long time, and that's actually saying something. I mean, tears were coming out. I was laughing so hard. So really good. I was actually laughing at a lot of people in the audience. Mind you, my daughter was probably the only person in the entire audience that was under the age of 30. So yeah, there's that. But it was really good. It was a really, really funny one. One of the songs was about how much mail you get bombarded with from AARP. And when we got home that night, guess what was in the mailbox? AARP. We just rolled. We were just, oh my goodness, it's real. So yeah, we've been bombarded with that ever since my husband turned 55. So, it's been a long time, but yeah, it was really funny. The whole thing was just a riot. The one driver that he loved driving his car, and he was 93. The other guy that absolutely loved decking out his golf cart. I mean, it was so spot on. It was amazing. All right, I'm going to stop raving about that because it was really funny. But anyway, so we have, oh my goodness, we have that. I know I look a little bit crazy today. I've got like a different color shirt on. Some of my shirts got messed up because I was working in them over the weekend, like physical labor instead of just paperwork. So yeah, I got them all scuffed up and beat up. So I had to come to the office and pick up some new ones. So I was just like, okay, I'm going to try something new and wear one of the shirts out of my closet. Everybody's going, oh, you're not in a blue polo. You're not in a blue polo. Holy smokes, y'all, I have other clothes. I just don't wear them very often. The blue polos are like super easy for me. So I love super easy. My life is complicated enough. Let's not overcomplicate my clothing. But yeah, I went to go and get my haircut on Friday. I mean, it's just kind of like, I don't know what it's really doing, but it just needed a little help. And so I went to go and get my haircut, went in for my appointment. I was, of course, early for the appointment, but apparently the woman that was, like, I was supposed to be there at 5, and I got there at like 4:45, I think. And I guess the woman that had the 4:30 appointment was 10 minutes late. Well, I didn't know that. I go in there and I was like thinking I was going to sit there and wait for a little bit. And no, they took me right back and they're like, oh yeah, they said Ingrid. And I was like, no, Andrea. And they're like, oh, okay, no problem. So I guess they assumed that she was like not coming, maybe. I don't know what was going on. Anyway, so I go in the back to go and sit down. They put the drape on me. We talk about the hairstyle I want to go ahead and get, which is basically I'm just getting a trim, no big deal. Just, get rid of the split ends and stuff. And then she was just like, okay, she put the cape on me and everything. She goes to take me back to, do the shower or the shampoo or whatever. And then this other woman comes running up and she's just like, yeah, your 4:30 just got here. And so she's first. So, and then everybody's just staring at me, including the woman that came in late for her appointment. And then I'm like, okay, well, this is awkward. I have an appointment. Like, I turned like 6 shades of red. I was so embarrassed. So then, I mean, and I didn't do anything wrong, but it was just so embarrassing. It was like, oh my goodness. It felt like everybody was like looking at me to do something. So I was like, okay, no problem. No big deal. Well, as I'm like walking to go sit down again, they took the cape off, thankfully, because I don't want to walk around with that. So I went to go and sit in the lobby, and then the woman that was late goes, well, I want to get my son a haircut too. Can't he get his haircut at the same time? And they're like, no, you're already late for your appointment. We don't have any openings. We've already got this lady sitting here. And I was like, you know what? I'm good. I'm already kind of embarrassed a little bit. So I'm just going to go ahead and go, and she can go ahead and have that appointment for her son. So they're like, oh, are you sure? And they had to look relieved. So I was like, oh. So I went ahead and left. I still haven't gotten a haircut. I'm like, okay. Anyway, long story, I guess. Anyway, but yeah. So hopefully I will go back in and get this done something with. But yeah, it's been something. It's just definitely been something. All right, well, news, let's see. We have secured, the city of Ocala is one of only 8 participating communities in the entire United States that has actually gotten their Class 3 National Flood Insurance Community Rating again. So this is like something that helps reduce our insurance for flood, or actually any kind of insurance. And there's 2 out of like all of the counties and communities anywhere. There's actually 2 communities in Florida that have gotten this. So like 2 out of the 8 are in Florida. Is that not crazy? Anyway, so it's City of Ocala and Pinellas County. Those are the only 2 in Florida that have this. So we have a really good system that's like, let's see, you have to be rated like 1 to 10. There's building code effectiveness, including the grading schedule, stormwater management, floodplain management and planning, flood warning and response. So it's all basically things that we would want anyway in any community, whether you're in a flood zone or not. Most of Ocala is not actually in a flood zone. We're pretty high and dry here. There are some areas, but we're not really known for flooding. Now, if you go over to a more of a lower lying area around us, I'd say going into some parts of the Ocala National Forest or going over into Citrus County. Ocala National Forest is not because it's really low. It's more because there's like a lot of clay, and that just, it does not really seep into that like it does the sand. So most parts of Marion County, it's going to be sand, which does make it a little bit troublesome when you try to do gardening. But, you know, it also has like no opportunity to flood. So as soon as, I mean, we'll have a torrential downpour at my house for days. And then as soon as the rain stops, or even while it's like stopping, we don't have puddles. The puddles are gone. Like it just disappears. It just goes right through that sand and it's just done. So yeah. And it's actually, you know, really great for well water and stuff too, because that sand is a natural filtration system. So really cool that we've got some really great water in Marion County. This is basically where everybody goes to bottle their water. So I'm trying to check and see if my my water bottle came from here or not, but no, it looks like it was shipped in. But we do have, I think Coca-Cola has a bottling plant here, so Dasani. And then there's of course Silver Springs water bottling company. There's several water bottling companies here that just take water right out of the springs, bottle it up, and sell it to you. So if you can buy our water, it must be pretty darn good. But apparently our flood zones and National Flood Insurance Community Rating is excellent, which is awesome. We actually got this back in 2015, and it's actually been, we just continue to get it. So I will have to say that the building code and stuff for building, you can see how every single house is exactly planned out for where the water is going to go once it goes off the house into the street, where it goes from there. It's just really amazing how you can see the grading on houses to make sure that there's no puddles or water buildup, because that's where of course you have the flooding, is if it can build up, and then once you have like a major storm, it's going to flood. So it's pretty cool. I thought that was really, really cool. So that'll keep our insurance actually down here in Marion County, or at least the city of Ocala. So pretty cool that. So if you're looking for something that is not likely to flood, well, there is all of 8 participating communities in the United States to do that. So pretty cool. What else? Oh, the villages. Oh my goodness. There was an article that came out about the villages and how there's like 5,000 new residents that moved there in the last year alone. It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. Now keep in mind, the villages is an entire city of 55 plus. So they do have a much higher death rate. I don't know how to say this nicely. They have a much higher death rate than maybe other cities, but like, you know, natural causes, not like, you know, shootings. So I don't know. It's not like it's a crime thing. It's a natural thing. But yeah, so we do have a higher number of people that are leaving the community than other communities, I guess. But having 5,000 new residents in 1 year, that's a lot. Now, keep in mind, they did buy like thousands of acres a few years back to go ahead and continue and extend the villages, going on all the way. It goes all the way from Marion County, you know, the southern point of Marion County, all the way down into like the Turnpike, past Wildwood. I mean, it is a huge, huge, huge development. Because that's essentially what the villages is a development from the Morse family. But yeah, it's just massive, massive area. 5,000 people in a year came into one city. That's a lot. That really is a lot. And they're mostly buying the new homes because there's not that many resale homes. We don't call them used homes. We call them resale homes. So there's not that many resale homes available down there. So that's got it. I mean, there's no way there's 5,000 in a year. So yeah, it's got to be all of those new home sales. So kind of interesting because, you know, they were already kind of complaining at some of the villages, communities. They have like basically like a town square, but they have several of them. My favorite is Sumter Landing. I absolutely love it there. I have been there multiple times and it's just a really cool place to, you know, grab a bite to eat, and they have live music, and it's supposed to be specifically for the villagers, but you know, if you're an outsider coming in, you know, it's just something you can go and do. But, you know, they're already saying that it's like really getting crowded and it's hard to find a chair. And that's like the actual residents of the villages are saying that. And it's because there's so many people not only coming in, but also like apartment complexes and stuff around the villages that are participating in those events and stuff. And they're like, it's not for you. And it's like, well, but it's there. It's in the public area. It's not in like behind the gates. So yeah. And they do have a lot of clubhouses and stuff that are obviously just for the community members. But this is in some of their public areas because, again, it's for the shopping and the restaurants and to bring in more income into the villages. Not that they need any more income over there, okay? But it's kind of interesting because the areas that surround the villages are also having a bit of a boom. Wildwood is like, okay, seriously, a few years ago, Wildwood was the truck stop of America. That was literally what it was known for. It was essentially one big truck stop. And it is still that, but now it's become kind of Villages Light. And it's kind of going through a boom. It's just really kind of crazy. But yeah, the Villages population is now at, well, actually, as of July 2021, 135,638. It's a pretty good sized town, right? So yeah, kind of crazy. Oh, what is going on in Ocala? I've got all of these notes. Oh, and I was going to share with you. I got the market trends. We are in a whole new month. So that means that I can share the real estate trend indicator with you guys. And that's Marion County, basically what has sold all of April. And so I love looking at it. I mean, if you have some statistics to go over, I like to review them. You can't tell where you're going unless you look at where you've been. Does that make sense? All right. So single family residents, I was really surprised. I was mostly surprised. I was kind of surprised. Single family residents, there was 522 total units sold. But what was the interesting part was the average price. I thought it slowed down a little bit. At least we slowed down a little bit, just slightly. And the house prices were, just right around 300,000 for average price. It's at 313,468. We've gone up even more. 313,468 is the average price for those 522 houses that were sold. Also, 453 of those homes were sold within 30 days. So I'm sensing a lot of cash still coming in. A lot of people are selling their homes and downsizing. So that might be what quite a bit of that is. There's a lot of 2 bedrooms that were sold, mostly 3 bedrooms, but that's pretty much normal. Now, what's also interesting is what's going on with the mobile homes and the manufactured homes. Because with the rise in interest rates and the rise in home prices, obviously we have not quite hit the top of the market yet, since it still went up this month. I'm thinking that a lot of people are not going to be able to buy a site-built single-family home, so they're kind of relying on those mobile homes and manufactured homes. We had 45 mobile homes sold and 24 manufactured home. Now keep in mind, this does not count those mobile homes that are in a mobile home community, like a park. Those you have to pay lot rent on, and this would not be on there. This is from the Marion County Realtors Association, is the information. So this information would only be for what we can actually sell. Now, for me personally, I don't have a license to sell a mobile home in a mobile home park. I have to have land affixed, like the mobile home has to be affixed to land. They have to own the land in order for me to be able to sell it. If they don't own the land and they're just paying a lot rent, then that means that you would need to have a car dealership license in order to sell one of those. I have never opted to do that. I probably won't opt to do that, truthfully. There are people that have, I'm just not one of them. So you actually have to have a car dealership license in order to sell a mobile home in a mobile home park here in Florida. So that's not what I'm talking about. These are 45 and 24 homes that are affixed to actual real property that are being sold. Now, the mobile homes, the average price was $119,159. And for the manufactured home, the average price was $156,742. So, you know, it is obviously half the cost, if not more, than what the houses are going for, half or even a third. So yeah, if you were considering buying a concrete block or frame or site-built home, they call them, and you're just not able to do that right now, another option as opposed to paying rent would be to go ahead and go into a mobile or manufactured home. So that's what a lot of people are choosing to do. So keep that in mind. I do not recommend them normally for investment purposes, but you know, I also don't recommend renting. I recommend renting for a very, very short period of time. If you're going to be in a rental home for years and years, I would highly recommend doing a manufactured or mobile home as opposed to that, because then at least you have something to sell. If you're in a rental, you don't. So you're just paying somebody else's mortgage. So speaking of, we have our homebuyer workshop coming up on May 18th. It's from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And it goes into stuff like how much cash do I need to purchase a home? What about my credit? How can I get a grant? Those are actually really, really good questions and stuff that we go over in the workshop. I've done a live event for the last one, and I'm going to do that again because that went over really, really well. Oh, speaking of live events, I was supposed to do one on Saturday, but I was trying to also do an Airbnb. I should have just done it at the Airbnb, but I was looking like a crazy person because I was mopping floors. So so sometimes we have people that need to rent for a very short period of time. In this case, it was somebody that was going to rent for just a couple weeks. And so, you know, for something like that, you're not going to put them into a house where they have to put the, you know, utilities on in their name and all of that stuff. It's just not really worth it to do that. So we normally have Airbnbs that we recommend that we manage or whatever. Yeah, so we didn't have enough. All of our Airbnbs are booked out for months at this point. So we were able to work with one of our owners, and, you know, we're like, we can go ahead and get the furnishings together. I mean, obviously you have to pay for it, but we'll get all of this together. You know, here's the budget that I think will work. And let's go ahead and get another Airbnb set up. Oh my goodness. It's booked for like 6 weeks. It's like, so the first guest was supposed to get the keys on Sunday at like 1 o'clock, and Saturday we were still scrambling to try. It's the weirdest thing with Airbnb. There's so many little teeny tiny little details, because you have to have everything from a wine opener to a can opener to bath towels. I mean, it's like everything. It's more than just a regular hotel room too. And this is a whole apartment. This is a 1-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. So it was interesting. It was very interesting. I told my husband, I was like, I don't want to do that again for a while. So yeah, it turned out absolutely beautiful. I will put some pictures up real quick, hopefully. Put some pictures up of that. It did turn out really, really nice. Not bad for used furniture. I think I've got a gift for decorating boringly. So it's not anything really creative. It was just like, okay, that matches to this, to this, to this. Okay, we're gonna stick that in there and we're gonna call it good. But yeah, it was fun. It was an interesting experience. But yeah, my weekend was basically shot. So Saturday night, I didn't leave there until like 9 o'clock at night, and I looked sweaty and gross and absolutely horrific. So, plus it was like, it's all tile in there. So it was like echoing like crazy. I'm like, okay, no, I'm out. Love you guys. It's going to have to happen next Saturday, for the Saturday Night Live. So just put it down. I will definitely do it on Saturday. I had no intention of being there that late. I thought I was going to be out of there by like 5 o'clock. I had actually wanted to go to the drive-in that night and do the live from the drive-in, but it also was raining. So Saturday just didn't work out for me at all. I don't even know what to say. There's some really cool movies at the drive-in, and I was really, really looking forward to the drive-in food. I'm not joking. They have really good food there. Like, if you go online to Ocala Drive-In, just Google it. But you check out their menu. There is so much food there. They have the muffaletta. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But it's a type of sandwich. It's so good. So good. But I'm such a sucker for olives. So anyway, so this Friday coming up, it is the last First Friday Art Walk. So yeah, first Friday of the month is the Friday Art Walk, and it's from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. But it stops during the summer months. It's just too hot. Other things are going on, so they just don't do it during those months. So this Friday coming up is the last one you get to go to for at least until September. Excuse me. But yeah, they are going to have the artist displays, of course. You have monthly live entertainment, free family art projects. It's just really fun. And of course, the shops stay open late. There's restaurants. It's so good. It's so fun. But that is on Friday night. And if you have not gone to one before, do it this Friday because it's the last one for several months. We also on Saturday, of course, have the Ocala Downtown Market. Love that. It's every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's on the corner of Southeast 3rd Street and Southeast 3rd Avenue. How can you mess up those directions? But they've got vendors, fresh produce, food trucks, live music, coffee and mimosas. It's pet friendly. It is also kid friendly because they've got a playground there. And they got arts and crafts and all sorts of stuff. Downtown Ocala at the Cantina Tex-Mex and Tequila Bar, they're going to be doing Cinco de Mayo. They've got a mariachi band. But that's all on May 5th, of course, Cinco de Mayo. That's 11 a.m. until late night. I'm not sure what that really means. I think it's like 2 a.m., but I don't know for sure. But the mariachi band is until 9 p.m., and they've also got a DJ until 9 p.m. Coronas and tacos are only $3, and then $4 tequila shots and house margaritas. You can't beat that. So that's basically a place to be, right? They have festivals of speed over at the World Equestrian Center, which is Motorsports Gathering Saturday. That is from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And it's going to have 200 plus exotic, classic, and muscle cars to be on display. I have this odd feeling my husband is going to want to go to that. He loves looking at those cars. Oh my goodness, does he love looking at those cars. So we'll probably be stopping by there. But yeah, the Kentucky Derby is actually going to be displayed on a 100-foot Jumbotron. So if you ever go there, you know those huge, massive Jumbotrons that they have right in front of the Equestrian Hotel? Yeah, so they're going to be doing that. The Kentucky Derby in Ocala, we take it probably more seriously than Kentucky. It is a serious thing, okay? There's always Kentucky Derby. They have like there's normally a bet versus our mayor and the Kentucky area mayor. Anyway, normally. So they have Kentucky bourbon, and I think we have wine down here that he normally does. But it's like, it's a tradition. It's totally a tradition. But if you go to the Kentucky Derby, you will probably find more people from Ocala than Kentucky, or at least they have ties to Ocala. It's a very serious thing. So yeah, and of course, got to see the big old hats and stuff. That's so much fun. But yeah, so it's very serious, like very serious here. It's like soccer in Europe. Okay, I don't know what to tell you, but it is a very serious deal. So if you have the opportunity to watch the Kentucky Derby, please do so. Hang out over at the World Equestrian Center and you can watch it there. Pretty much every restaurant in town is going to have it on playing. It's a thing, okay? I promise you it is a thing. But yeah, of course the World Equestrian Center is going to have that. Let's see. The Let It Amp music series in Ocala over at Webfield. It's so cool. They are going to have that Fridays, May 6th to July 1st. Well, see, there you go. You don't have the art walk, but you do have art. Well, at least music anyway. I don't know if that's an art. It's a form of art, right? But that's from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. and it is awesome. It has 10 shows with 20 artists. See, there you go. And then it also, they have a public art project, but it's like a 10-week series. So, you know, even if you're not downtown at the art walk, you can definitely go to the music series, the Levitt Amp music series here in Ocala. That's at Webb Field. It's 1501 West Silver Springs. And they normally have like food trucks there, and there's a few vendors and stuff. It's really, really cool. And then on Mother's Day from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m., they have the Symphony Under the Stars. That's at the Ocala Golf Club, which is on East Silver Springs Boulevard. If you've not been there, it's 3130 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Children under 17 years of age are free. General admission and VIP tickets are available at fafo.org. I think it's like $20 for tickets for 18 and up. And then you just bring a chair. Make sure you bring your own chair. I like comfy chairs. I have this one agent, Jeff, has the most comfy chair that it actually rocks. It's just like a camping chair, but it is so comfortable. So yeah, I'm always trying to borrow it from him. But yeah, but like down low. So I think I found it on Amazon. So I think it's the same one. I'm not sure. But yeah, they have the food truck rally. They also have Adirondack chair rentals. They also have premium parking, but you pay online only. So do that in advance. And then of course the Ocala Golf Club, where they're going to be selling beer and wine. You can actually get there early. You can get there as early as 3 o'clock. And then let's see, concert begins at 7 p.m., but there is an opening act at 5 p.m. And then there's fireworks at approximately 8:45 p.m., depending on when the sun goes down. So it should be absolutely awesome. So yeah, that's the Symphony Under the Stars. I mean, can you imagine just sitting out listening to beautiful music and looking at the stars? I think it'll be great. And then of course, you know, having the fireworks display is awesome. So I wonder if they're going to have fireworks for 4th of July there. That would be interesting. I don't know of any yet, so we'll see. Let's see. Then there's, so on May 14th, so it's like next weekend. I should probably tell you about this next weekend, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So they have an interactive art and music experience at the Riley Arts Center. And that is, from 3 p.m. to 4:45 p.m. They're going to have artists, singers, dancers, and musicians, and it's a high energy performance. I think that comes with a warning. I'm not sure. But it combines fine art, live music, singing, dancing, humor, and it is very interactive. So you are encouraged to sing and dance along. Tickets are only starting at $10. That's not bad at all, right? So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can do in Ocala right now. Plenty of stuff to try out. Even inexpensive things like the splash pads are open. So if you want to go to like Citizens Circle and, you know, be like the best parent or grandparent in the world and turn your kids loose on the basically city paid for sprinklers. They have a blast. They just really have a great time, and they run through them and here and there, and they just, I mean, absolutely have a fantastic time. And they have really nice seats to just kind of sit down and relax and just hang out. And of course, there's all the food down on the square and stuff. It's just a really cool time. So just keep in mind, your kids or grandkids or whatever, they will be wet, like sopping, soaking wet. So heads up, fair warning, okay? But you just go there and you hit the button and it all just starts shooting up and going like crazy. And then the pools here in the community pools here in City of Ocala are opening up at the end of May. So it's going to be a Memorial Day weekend. It's going to be the first open is like that Saturday, but then it's closed Sunday and Monday. So I think it's opening again on Tuesday. But that Saturday, Memorial Day weekend, the pools are opening up. I think it's like $2 or $3 to go in for a couple hours. I mean, it really is very reasonable. And they have really nice lounge chairs in the sun or in the shade. They've got a concession stand. Kind of interesting. The food at the drive-in is way better, but you know, it's not a competition. So anyway, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or other, just go ahead and send me an email at GER.ExpectMore@gmail.com and we will chat. If you just want to tell me if there's something I can help with or just, you know, anything, let me know. It's GER.ExpectMore@gmail.com. Thanks so much for tuning in. If this has been at all helpful to you, please, please, please click the subscribe. And if you want to be notified anytime I have a new video or anytime I go live or anything like that, just go right over to the little notification bell, click that, and you will be notified anytime that I go live or have a new video out. So, and please feel free to share if this has been any way entertaining or educational, which is what I strive for, both of those things. Go ahead and share with friends and family, and hopefully they'll enjoy it too. All right, thanks so much. Bye.